In the name of efficiencies for these videos, I've already pre-made one docking port, and for this video, I'll make one of these which has no little curved bits, and then we'll have one with this little curved bit. Now, making these docking ports are all the same except for the ones that have these parts on it, which has the two lumps. So as you see, I haven't cut the black bits out. Everything else I've cut out. The only part that I scored was the tabs that hold the little pedals. So when I score, so these little rectangles fold down. Now I didn't cut these out because I wanted to show you guys that you have to cut and kind of connect the two dotted lines. So score, I'm sorry, not cut. Do not cut. Score. And then you can cut them out. And you just got to be careful that you don't lose them. Get rid of that now. Rightio, so you want to make this part. So basically this one is ones that go on the side here, like on these sides. So that's the one I'm making, and these ones, well, this one specifically goes on the front. I haven't made the one on the back. This one specifically goes here. Correction, it goes this way. Yeah, so as you see, it doesn't have this little lumpy bit on it. So let's continue with this part. Apply some glue. So just the docking port's trying to move away. So I do realize I did initially say that that this video was going to be the gyroscopes and that, but then I was informed by AMX that he was working on the Tianhe 2, which is a resupply vessel to the Tianhe core. So I was like, I will make the docking ports because the gyroscopes are easier than what these are, and we're that far in the model that the docking ports can be added. If you can, try and make these docking ports as round as you see. I use my finger. And it fits. Now, if you're doing this docking port, you want to put this straight onto here, with the seam line going between these two squares. But because I'm doing this, I must kind of do this. Yeah, here's the interesting part. So depending on the rotation of the docking port, as you see for this side, the little lumps will go on the little black cube sides. So when you attach it, it goes on like this one. And then when you're installing this one, you want the little lumps to be 90 degrees from those black boxes. So it sits a little something like that. So basically, I kind of give you a view. Just make sure that these are folded right. No, wrong one. Okay, just quickly folding that. It's the interesting. Right, yeah, just kind of spread this glue. Oh. This is kind of that thing. It's kind of hard. So usually these black lumps will go, not these black lumps, these little lumps on this piece will line up with the seam line on this. but I'll actually show you how this one is made. So instead of this going on the seam line, which is right there, you want to go 90 degrees to that. It's the complicated part. Kind of placed in there very carefully. Kind of want to keep your fingers clean too. Very important on this. Just kind of sliding. Just kind of press this around to make sure you can get it. Push it. So instead of the lumps part being lined up with the seam line, I actually have the seam line of this, which doesn't glue together. I try to make it line up with this seam line. I don't know, it's kind of something you have to kind of see. It's really hard to explain. So basically you have the circle. So here's the seam line there. Actually, you know what, scrap that. It's very hard to explain. So seam line there generally tries to line up with the seam line of this, where these two almost connect, but they don't fully connect. So that's for the rotation of this, so that way the black things up here line up there. Or really, you could just have this placed in there and it doesn't really matter. But I'll still show you. So for this one, when I hold this here, so these two petals are on your left side and your right. Then when you place this on, you have the black dots facing upward compared to this. So that way these little lumps here should not be lined up with the black box there or there. There's no black boxes down there, so shove this in here a bit more. Get that out of the way. Alright, now we glue this. This is the very interesting part. Kind of want to really carefully grab it. You can lay it down on your board and put glue on it. Because I got such a small board, I have to kind of force it to levitate. Okay, so for this one, I'm going like this. So it's just really kind of a little bit difficult. So if you don't get this completely lined up, just pull it off. So you can kind of restart again. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty good here. I'm pretty sure I'm all good. So this is rotated, so when you place it on, the black boxes go up. So if you try to place it like this, you get to the levitating part. So that's why it's really key to have the rotation correct. Because if you have the petals like this, you have it correct. Oh, I just realized I'm placing that in the wrong area. Boom. turkeys. Rightio, now time for these little boxes. And this can be the hard part for most people. So, where those two places we scored before, you want to fold them down. Now here comes the interesting part. So you want to place some glue there. Kind of just want to place this on top. Rightio, so now you kind of want to hold these in the two ends. If you find this too difficult, you can just skip this little box on the top. Like, unless you intend to post it on like the internet or something, you can just kind of skip these if it's just for personal use, really. Yeah, you want to kind of place a box and then use your tweezers to push it and fold around the square in front of this. Yeah, and as I said, it's really hard because you can kind of mess it up a good. You got to do it for 2 squares, which is really hard. Just checking some stuff. And then you got to do this for the second black box. Oh, just be careful, if you drop them, it's going to be real hard to find if they get on. Rightio, that's the second black box. Just got to form these very carefully. Yeah, so if you've scored these properly, they will just kind of look good. There we go. Oh. There we go. So now there is 2 boxes. Glue may get everywhere, but if you're good, yeah, but if you're real good, you won't get glue everywhere. What do you after that's finished? Just kind of let it dry. Oh. There we go. Okay, now let's do the docking pedals. Okay, so there's really two ways you can do this. So on this model you can see I kind of bent them a bit, but that's for aesthetics for me. It's aesthetically pleasing. So on this one for efficiency I'm just gonna not bend them, I'm just gonna glue them on straight like these ones. So to you may be pleasing for efficiency, but for me it's just for efficiency right now to get these videos out. Okay, hold that. So we just put that over there for now. Just kind of blew on those to get them cooler. Oop. Alrighty, now here's the interesting part. So as you saw, I did put them on, put this on the scalp to kind of round it a bit. Alrighty, now we just kind of grab one pedal. So you kind of want to try to align those. There you go, and you got to kind of clamp that. Clamp it. Clamp that, sorry. So you got to do this on all three pedals. So yeah, we'll fold that. So that. Align those up. I don't know, get tweezers that have a flat edge to like kind of hold these down. I'm just pushing these down whilst I glue the other ones. So here's the second. Okay, clamp this down. So I haven't made any other docking ports other than these two. Place those down now. So we'll quickly do this. So this is the base part for where the docking port on the bottom goes. Quickly just kind of hold that down. Alrighty, yeah, so I'm pretty sure, whoops, here we go. So the seam line on this lines up with the little black asterisk-like thing there. So you just want to apply some glue, then kind of just paste it. So you want to point the seam line towards that black little asterisk-like thing. And as you see, that black line lines up with that. Rightio, so here comes the part where I put the top one on. So if I look here, I'm using this for reference because I know it's correct. So this one goes up here. So alrighty, so the black ashes here does not line up with these little black boxes. Just goes on top. Rightio, so you kind of want to make sure that there's no real gaps here that will look in. Rightio, so now we'll do the one down here. So these black dots go upwards. So I'm going to place some glue. Okay, so line that up to the top. So whilst I'm waiting for that to dry, I'll just insert this. So the docking port goes at a rotation of 90 degrees, so this pedal here does not line up there. Pretty sure I mentioned this in the first video, so it rotates 90. So the pedal goes there, and it makes the rest line up. So there should be a pedal there, then one roughly, maybe like 135 degrees there. So done. This kind of applies to all docking ports on the thing. Oop. Nope, docking port fell out. And so these ones go on there, 90 degrees too. See, it goes in there 90 degrees. So yes, that's how that's done. And that will conclude this episode on how to build the docking ports and how to install them too. So in the next video you might see the other 3 docking ports installed. So yeah, then the episode after that might be the antenna. So, yeah, the reason why this video was made in such a rush was because AMX told me that the Tianhe 2 was coming out soon. So, yeah, maybe after this I'll make a stand, then hold it up whilst I'm not working on it, so the octopus can sit there around. So next video I will do the antenna, maybe the airlock spur, then that will be lit. I also might be doing a Tianhe 2 tutorial, but I just got to get some confirmation on some things on where some stuff goes before I start, because I kind of looked at the PDF and I'm like, where does this go? So I'm just going to wait for the answer on that. Alright guys, I will see you in the next tutorial video, which will be the airlock spur and the antenna. Both will be pre-cut out unless I'm scoring. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time in the next tutorial.